the business logic, something else can break. This is a step in the right direction. We've moved the business logic out into a separate mediator class. We're still using the widgets to hold the data. I don't like that. But we're going to get to that point where it's not going to be as big a deal. We're going to eventually start teasing that out more into separate objects. Now what you're going to see as a big running theme throughout a lot of these patterns is separation of concerns and abstraction. Sometimes the abstraction can be a little bit abstract. How many people here are comfortable with the visitor pattern? How many people know what the visitor pattern is at all? Okay, so that's very telling right there. And because of that, it's one of the reasons why later on I'm going to tell you, avoid the visitor pattern like the plague. Now, actually, how hard is it to avoid the plague? Although with all the anti-vaxxers nowadays, you know. Avoid, there's certain patterns that if it's hard to figure out what the pattern's doing, you really should avoid it. And the visitor pattern is one of those, it's really hard to grok. And we're going to go through learning how to work it and how it actually works. That's several topics down the line. But some patterns, I think, are just too complex for their own good. And some of them really aren't necessary anymore. I mean, that was one that was generated because there was no runtime type identification in C++. So we couldn't figure out what an object is. We had to trick the system. And it's a great trick. I mean, visitor pattern is a fantastic trick, but it's a trick. It's a hack. And we're going to see that I think that that's more of an anti-pattern now than a real pattern. But every once in a while you're going to see it in real life because some people think, oh my God, this is wonderful. And those people are a little insane. But because of that, you're going to see it. And I want you to understand it. Okay. So throughout this course here,